I just think, look, the idea of relationships is very interesting, and I think that people really, ideally, should be friends. That's how relationships should go. The problem is when you have kids. When you have kids, everything gets a little wacky, and that's the only time marriage ever makes any sense to me, because, look, if you decided to raise a human, you decided to make people out of your body, you're responsible for making some people. The only way they grow up healthy is with parents. You know, they have to, otherwise they have big deficits and, you know, a lot of problems, but...
They become comics, actually. I have 2 little people that I'm raising right now.
Do you really?
Yeah, I've been married 15 years. So I don't understand. There's animals, you know, they mate for life. There's some animals that mate for life.
No, they don't. There's very few. Very, 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 very few.
But they're the higher functioning ones.
Very few.
But
no, not the higher functioning ones. The intelligent ones don't. The intelligent ones don't. All the intelligent animals are... No, dolphins are the biggest sluts in the fucking world. You're completely wrong. Not only dolphin sluts, female dolphins will fuck as many dolphin males as she can, because female... Yes, they do. Female dolphins try to fuck as many males as they can, because male dolphins, if they find a female, the female dolphin has to take care of the baby dolphins for years, and they won't mate while they're taking care of the baby dolphins. So the male dolphins will find a female that he hasn't fucked with babies and kill all the babies so that he can fuck her. It's very common in the animal kingdom. And it's very common in dolphins. Even though dolphins are super intelligent, they're very aggressive, they're brutal, and they're very, very, very sexual.
I need to buy a book. Something.
How would you say that? Why would you even lie and say that they're monogamous? Dolphins aren't even.
I thought they were monogamous.
Dude, you didn't think they were monogamous. You have no idea. You have no knowledge on it at all.
I did.
No, you're arguing about it, saying that the higher functioning animals is just completely incorrect. Because the closest animals to us are chimpanzees, and chimpanzees are fucking freaks. Bonobos are the closest to us. Bonobo chimpanzees are the closest to us, and they're the most sexual animals in the world. They masturbate, they're constantly fucking. The only thing bonobos don't fuck is the mother won't fuck the son. That's it. Everything else it's on.
So wait a minute. Why are we...
Look at Pete. I've never seen Pete so beside himself.
Dude, there's
Chris, you're not gonna win.
Even the fucking Penguin movie. Even the fucking Penguin movie. Oh, the girl's like, penguins are monogamous. Have you seen March of the Penguins? They're monogamous for a fucking year. I could do that. I could do a year. If I could do a year sentence, and meanwhile they're all fucking penguins. They look exactly the same. What's the point in cheating? Just pretend you're fucking her sister. Pretend you're fucking her mom. What's the point in cheating? They're fucking penguins. They look exactly the same. Your life sucks so bad you have to fuck a penguin. Why do you care if you're cheating? There's no monogamous animals. It's like a fucking turtle that lives in Guam.
Then what's our problem then?
What's our problem? There's no problem. The problem is jealousy. Jealousy and insecurity and the worry of people fucking with other people, and the idea that you control someone, you own someone. You have a girlfriend that's your girlfriend. This is my wife. You go through a fucking voodoo ceremony, you sign a piece of paper with the state, and you take possession of a person.
I do like that part of it, Jim. I like that part of it. That I own her. I kind of dig that part.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's all insecurity. It's all you're worried about some other dude gorilla fucking your woman. So you lock her down, you buy her a big fat ring, put her in a house, take care of her.
Other dudes gorilla fucking my woman. I use that. I have used that.
It's all just a nice, juicy biological trick to keep the species moving.
Right. But wouldn't it keep moving if we
Shaka, do you agree with that?
If we slept there, it would still keep moving?
Nah, you know what? It wouldn't do it as well. It's certain society. Look, society's been structured this way since like Rome and ancient Greece. They figured out a long time ago you can't let people just go buck wild. It's a long time ago they figured that out. It always fucks everything up.
Yes.
So you have to have family, you have to have control, you have to have propaganda, you have to have bullshit lies, you have to have predetermined patterns of behavior that are easy to follow.
Order!
You know? It's really, I mean, like, even though people accuse people who are making sitcoms or reality shows or any of these shows, people accuse them of purposely, like, sedating people. But they're not even doing it on purpose because they're a part of it themselves. Like, the people that make sitcoms, like really bad, stupid sitcoms, like family sitcoms that don't make any sense, that have no basis in reality, and it's just like a happy ending in every episode. Those people aren't trying to program people. They're just trying to get out a show that people are going to laugh at, and they know that's what people want to hear. And so that's what they do, and that keeps everybody sedated. And you know what happens when people don't get sedated. You get fucking New Orleans. All right, it takes 3 days. In 3 days, people were eating people. All right, people were eating people in 3 days. 3 days, dude. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Yeah. This society is a very thin illusion to cover the animal, and that's what marriage is. It's a nice little trick to keep the animal moving.
Joe Rogan, 2008.
2012. 2012. December 21st. That's when the end of the world's coming.
Ooh, see,
that's
now,
what the Mayan calendar says.
Whoa.
I just mentioned that.
Have you ever read
the Mayan calendar?
Ever read any Terrence McKenna?
Hold on a second. Jimbo says, this is what Jimbo says. Jimbo said to me this morning, he goes, you know, dude, I know it looks really bad now, but on that calendar you're talking about, Joe, it's supposed to be dark and ugly, and these, honestly, are some of the worst times up until 2012, and he goes, and then it's supposed to start getting.
I think that's what a meteor hits. We start fresh.
It could be.
Boom.
The Mayans had predicted all these kind of things along for the last 5,000 years, and they put it all in this calendar thing, this stone thing.
Not just one calendar. They had over 12 calendars.
Okay, so
solar eclipses and lunar eclipses they predicted in Mexico in 1990. They predicted thousands of years ago.
Yeah, but what?
To the day. It's the most accurate calendar, far more accurate than the calendar we use today.
That's right.
There's no leap years in the Mayan calendar.
What happens at 2000? Why
who knows? Who knows?
Say
the most fascinating theory on what happens is Terence McKenna's theory, and Terence McKenna actually has a mathematical algorithm called time wave zero novelty theory. And Terence McKenna was a guy who wrote all these books on mushrooms and tripping, but he was also a brilliant scholar, and he wrote a theory on innovation and novelty traveling through time. And what he believes is that time isn't anything that's just there to put things in so that things happen, like today it's at 5 o'clock we're going to go have a meeting, but instead what's happening is time is moving us forward in a certain direction. And what the universe has all been about since the Big Bang and the cooling of the planets and multi-celled organisms spreading to vertebrates, spreading to the hysterical pace of human history, that what we're moving towards is something, and that what human beings we are a part of that, and that our desire for innovation and that our desire to improve and to create new technologies, that's there for a reason. And what he believes is that what all this is about, what all this progress and innovation is about, is dissolving boundaries. And the ultimate dissolving of boundaries is going to be a time machine. And that's what he believes.
What? Is that what you say, Shaka?
I always said, like they say time and space is the same thing.
Yeah, you tell me that all the time.
Think of it, the way you think of space, like from here to the wall, think of the same way as time. And just like that,
I
if you
can't.
had the right...
I can't.
Well, this is you want to really wrap your head around.
I don't wanna.
This is where it gets really crazy.
I don't wanna.
If you can see from here to the wall, you're not looking through space, you're looking through time. It's the same thing.
If the end, I always said the greatest way to go to the end, I can live with the fact if we all go together. I really can.
Well, you know what? You're going to have to.
But I can live with that.
But I don't think it's going to be as simple as we all go. I think that the reality is going to be far stranger than you could ever possibly imagine. If we ever figure out a way to actually crack time, what's going to happen is, like, there's the paradox, the grandfather paradox.
How the fuck do you do that, though? How do you...
Well, they're very close already. They're far closer to being able to... Like, far closer to being able to travel through time than they are to be able to travel to Mars. That's absolutely a fact. There's a peer-reviewed paper by a guy who's a professor at the University of Connecticut. It's a peer-reviewed paper on time travel that everybody agrees to. They just have to figure out how to come up with enough power to make this thing work. Kurt Gödel figured out how to travel through time in, like, 1938.
So do you ever think, like, with films then, if you look at Back to the Future...
Well, it's not going to work that way. This is how time really works. The moment a time machine is invented, that's the time that people can travel back to. If you invent a time machine now, you can't go back to the day of the dinosaurs. But if you invent a time machine now, everything from now to the end of fucking time happens all at once.
Right.
Time ceases to become linear. That means that people from 100 billion years from now travel back to this point in time and any point in between there. So there is no evolution, there is no progress, there is no anything.
It's too much.
It's all one thing.
And there's no paradox either. There's no paradox either. There's a story. It's on the internet. This John Titor guy who supposedly came back. So this guy came back, and he could only go back, like you said, to when the time machine was invented. Came back to find, because we in the future we fuck up pretty bad from what this guy says.
Right.
But he came back and didn't try to tell. He didn't care that anybody believed him or not. He went and hung out with his parents. He came back for 6 months, hung out with his parents, got the shit he needed, and then disappeared off the face of the planet.
Right.
This is this guy named John Titor, right?
Right. Yeah, but meanwhile, he couldn't even predict the fucking lottery numbers. The stories are terrible. And there's going to be a war of the robots. Shut up.
That's not what he said.
I read what he said.
He said we're going to blow up, and then we're going to all become very much like two different societies. We're going to be like the city society and the farming society, and there's going to be a civil war.
You would think
what's going on right now with this fucking president is that there should be a civil war now.
No, you don't want that yet.
Well, there shouldn't be a civil war. What people should realize is that it's us and them. It's these people that are in control of these corporations and businesses, and they need the army to work for them. If the army doesn't work for them, then none of their fucking plans can be taken out.
Absolutely right.
It's not. I mean, it's weird, man. It's weird that we're just letting people lead us into these crazy situations.
Lay down your arms. Lay down your cameras. Lay down your guns. Lay down your microphones.